Been several months since we last did an interview. So today I'm looking forward to hearing your views on a 3PL sales platform. Before we start, can you provide a brief background of yourself?
Yeah, sure. I spent most of first off, thanks again, Dustin. I spent most of my career in automotive, and I was an engineer, and then I worked as a program manager in Asia, and eventually I moved into some consulting, doing a lot of lean and supply chain work, and eventually I found myself being the general manager of a non-asset-based 3PL here in Michigan, where I live. And starting about a year ago, I started working with um, third-party logistics companies, transportation guys, logistics guys, helping them improve their sales through lead generation and some innovative sales strategies. And I've been calling it a 3PL sales platform.
That's interesting. The last time we talked, you were a general manager of a third-party logistics provider. Can you talk more about what you're up to now?
Yeah. So while I was working as the GM of a 3PL, I was responsible for sales, and I had made some pretty good sales myself, but it was mostly through personal contacts that I'd made over a lifetime. And when I tried to get my sales guys to be successful, I was not successful, and I take the responsibility for that. I wasn't able to give them a process that worked, and I started realizing that it wasn't necessarily a sales problem. It was a lead generation problem. It was also not having a message in the market that made sense that anybody knew about. There's so much competition out there. You have to find a way to stick out. You have to find a way to uh, gain that favorable attention and build your credibility while connecting with people. So, what a 3PL sales platform is, what I created with the logistics of logistics. Takes a little while, but what it is it's a combination of web presence, content marketing, which is just what we're doing today. You're a content marketer, content distribution, and a way to capture leads and then start nurturing those leads from marketing leads into sales leads and ultimately into more sales. So while you're doing all this, you want to build your credibility, you want to get more leads, better quality leads, and ultimately more closed sales. There's still a big chunk of our market who says, "Oh, these are leads," when all they are is a list of companies you bought, uh, or found somebody on Google and said, "This is a sales lead." That's not a sales lead. That's just a name from Google. Sales leads when somebody reached out, or marketing leads is when somebody reached out to you and said, "I'm interested. Tell me more." So that's what I've been up to.
What has changed? Why would 3PLs need to spend this time and money to create a 3PL sales platform?
Well, the whole market has changed. The internet has forever changed us as buyers and as consumers. Um, at one time there was not nearly as many options. Now there's so many options out there. There's a proliferation of new companies, new technologies, new services, and it grows every day. The internet has really spurred on that growth. Um, it's hard to get your message out through this clutter. The world is busy and loud, and your message doesn't get through. Um, Cold calling doesn't work for most people, not to the extent that you want it to work. Sure, if you make 100 phone calls a day, at some point you're going to get through to people, but um, it's not a sustainable way. Mostly what you end up doing is talking to voicemails all day. Also, um, with so many people doing it, it's hard to stick out. It's hard to make anything other than a price-driven sale, which is a problem. I would also say our consumers, and this for all of us, they're very distracted. They're getting lots of messages. Um, they're better informed also. No longer do we need the sales guy to come to our office and explain what's going on in the industry. Now, people are shippers, consumers of all sorts, are online looking for experts, and they find them, and that's who they want to work with. They're much more in control of the sales process. In fact, there is no more sales process. There's a buying process, and the sales process is better aligned to it. So what's changed is the shipper and our business.
Can you talk about the benefits of a 3PL sales platform?
Yeah, yeah. So again, what we're talking about here is kind of a way to communicate with your market, communicate your expertise to that market. And you want to be you want to be known as an expert. You want to be known as credible. People don't want to be sold by a sales guy. They want to seek out an expert and buy from him. So what a sales platform does is it's like a political platform in that it gets you noticed and gets your message out and lets you communicate and hopefully build a two-way communication platform between you and your customer. So I'd say the direct benefits is visibility. Again, cutting through that crowded market and actually being seen and heard. Communication. You want to build a two-way communication with your market, and you communicate by being seen as an expert, sharing your expertise across multiple channels that'll make you more credible, that will lead to more sales. Another thing we're trying to do with a sales platform, and a lot of people are doing it, you've done it, is you're looking to build a tribe. It sounds a little trite these days, but you want to develop a following that respects your expertise, that thinks you're credible, that might want to work with you. If you were to say, I have a list of 1,000 people who follow me, and they follow me because they enjoy my content, my articles, my webinars, my my ebooks, or your videos like you're doing today, you're going to do a lot better in the marketplace than somebody who doesn't do that. And ultimately, why do we want a 3PL sales platform? To sell. We all want to sell. And people who build a sales platform are seen as more credible. They're seen as experts. They get more leads. They get better quality leads because the people came to them. And ultimately, they sell more.
Thanks, Joe, for sharing your views today on the 3PL sales platform that you've developed.
Yeah, thank you, Dustin. Thank you very much for having me.